Today we are going to be doing some pork riblets out on the Lone Star Grill's offset. Now, what are pork riblets? You'll also hear them called rib tips, but let me show you this. These are what you can buy sometimes in a package. I got these at Costco. Often these will be the trimmings when full spare ribs are cut down to St. Louis. But sometimes I've found that these are just full racks of St. Louis that are cross-cut, because this really does not look like the tip trimmed off a spare rib. So they are nice little riblets. Now, before we get a little rub on this, I'm going to put kind of a binder, kind of a little bit of flavor on this today. Something maybe a little different. I don't usually use a binder, but for these, because we're getting close to the 4th of July, I want to kind of kick it up a little bit, maybe some firecracker riblets. We're going to add some chili crunch as a bit of a binder and flavor enhancer. Then we're just going to get this in here and we'll rub it all over. We're not going to need a lot. So I just want to get in here, move these all around, get some of that chili crunch on the surface of the meat. I'm not too worried about the side where the membrane would normally be. Just giving this a little extra kick today. If you don't like spice, and even though these aren't really spicy, you could leave this off, or if you like to use a binder, just use mustard or something like that. Looking good. Let's get our rub on. For my rub today, I'm using Kansas City Style from Sharp Woodshed. Riblets or rib tips like this are such a little treat because, you know, you can do them a lot of different ways. Smoking them to me is a great way to cook them. And I'm not even going to be wrapping these today. We're just going to sauce them as they get close to being done, because this is sort of one of those easy barbecue meals. And as you can see, often there's a lot of great meat on these. I always wonder why they might just sacrifice full St. Louis racks for something like this rather than just doing the rib tips, but I don't know. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them. No defects, but I do see them every once in a while at Costco, and I like to grab them when I do. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's get these out on the Lone Star Grill's offset. All right, the Lone Star Grills is up to temp. My target today is 250 degrees. Got some water in the cook chamber. We're burning hickory today, and we have some construction going on nearby, so you might hear some construction noise. A lot of trees getting trimmed and cut down, so bear with me. But let's get our riblets on. Some of these are pretty long, so we're going to have to do some angling here. All right, we're going to get this closed up, and we'll come back in about 45 minutes, check them, probably give them a spritz, and we're just going to let them keep absorbing that wonderful hickory smoke. Hickory smoke pork ribs, my favorite. See you back here in about 45 minutes. All right, we've been going for 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and check our riblets. Those are smelling great. Now I am going to go ahead and spritz these, and I'm just using plain water. All right, we're going to let these keep smoking, and we're going to come back in 1 hour, check them again. I'm guessing we're probably going to sauce them somewhere around the 3 or 4 hour mark. We'll just see how they're doing. See you back here in an hour. All right, we've been going another hour, so we're at 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and check our riblets. Smelling really great right now. Man, liking that look. Just want to do a quick little tenderness check here, see how we're feeling. Yeah, still getting resistance, but not bad actually. And if you're like just looking to see what a temp is on one of these back ones, that's 142. Well, let's pick one of these closer to the firebox ones and see where we're at. That's 153. I generally don't use temperature when working with ribs, especially pork ribs, because there's so little space between the bones and the meat that you get down in there. I just find that temperature can be off a little bit, influenced by the temperature that's held in the bones. So that's just a little bit of a guide there, but really tenderness tells me this still needs more time before we sauce them. So we're going to go another hour, but first I'm going to spritz these, again with just plain water. All right, we're going to close this up, let these keep going. We'll come back in an hour, and I think at that time we'll probably be ready to sauce. See you back here in an hour. All right, we have been going a total of 2 hours and 45 minutes. Let's take a look at our riblets, and I think we're going to sauce them. Loving that look there, and it smells so good. Just going to do a quick tenderness check here. Yeah, that's feeling really good. I'm going to hit these with a little bit of this Kinder's Honey Hot Barbecue Sauce. Give those a little brush here. Just wanted a light coating on here. Going to get this closed up, and we're going to let these go for 30 minutes. Then they will be done. And the next place I will see you is inside. Well, here we are with our riblets. I decided to make a nice little pile of them right here. And I think I'm going to choose this meaty bottom one down here to taste. So let me move the rest of these out of the way. Ooh, this one looks good too. I think I'll go with that one. All right, now what I like to do is to cut these into individual little ribs and just serve them as like, appetizers. Just like that. Here we go. Cheers. Hickory and pork ribs to me is the winning combination. You can add any other seasoning, any rub, any sauce, but that hickory, fantastic. I absolutely love making these, and that's why whenever I see them at the store, I grab them. I'm sure they have them at other places besides Costco, so if you do see these, I would grab them, get them out on your grill or smoker, season them any way you want, and enjoy.